Grandpa Gamer here, doing another video, and it's not really about gaming. It's about how smart I am and my experience in life with all different kinds of things, and one of them is being very legal savvy. When I got out of the Vietnam War, the VA sent me to law school for 3 years doing home study course, and I passed all the tests, but then the VA stopped paying for my schooling, so I never finished. But I used to go down to the law library, and I used to go down to the public library, and I spent years and years and years researching everything, reading books for hours after I got off work, when I wasn't working. On my days off, on the weekends, just going down there like crazy, and learning stuff, and learning how to be smart, and going online and learning how to be smart. And I became like a mini jailhouse lawyer. I've never been in jail, but people call themselves that when they're able to handle their own self, their own stuff in court and actually win. And to give you a little example, I was doing security guard work. I had an empty can of tear gas that was for display only. It had a hole at the bottom, and it said on the can, "No liquid in the container." So I used to carry it around just for show. So people would try to approach me and want to smack me or something like that. They'd see my hand on that, and they'd get a little upset. Okay, so one of these days when I was on duty, I had to call the police on something, and they took care of it, but then they saw the can of empty tear gas, and they asked to see my permit. Well, I didn't have a permit, and I didn't need one, and I tried to explain to the cop, blah, 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 yada, 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 and he gave me a ticket. You're going to go to court, you're going to lose your guard card. Well, I'd only lose my guard card, and the state of California Bureau of Security would know if I got convicted. And it turns out the cop didn't know how smart I am. The law says, California law, any security guard that has liquid in a container that can be used to harm somebody must have a permit. I had an empty can for display in the stores, and it said on the can, and it had a hole in the bottom, "No liquid ever in a container." I went to court, and I beat it. The charges were dropped. The state of California never knew nothing about it. My job didn't know anything about it, because I kept it a secret. Only if I got convicted would they know. But I beat it. And the judge called the police officer in his chambers, and he read him the riot act about knowing the law, and the district attorney too. Because when I got to court to defend myself, they were taking me aside and telling me, "Plead guilty, plead guilty, plead guilty. You're going to go to jail. You're going to lose your guard card. Plead guilty." But I knew the law, and they didn't know that. They didn't know how smart I am, and nobody does. And I've had other cases. I've stood before the Ninth Circuit on 7th Street in San Francisco and argued a case against my landlord. I lost the case in San Diego court. I appealed it San Diego court, lost the case, went to the Ninth Circuit, and I won the case. And I got $333,000. And the other party decided not to appeal it anymore, and they had their insurance company pay me. It always pays to be smart and learn everything you can to be smarter than anybody else. Well, this is Grandpa Gamer just giving you a little nice information about some stuff, and I'll see you next time.